Roger, sending traffic.
Hey, little Llama Laura, Frank's here. Okay, we should be good to go. Yeah, I'm running a little bit behind, just a few minutes. I went down and got a ship. There was 3 ships in a row. This is ship number 3, but I got the first one, which was the Indiana Harbor. So, enough for my ship chasing. Okay, so I thought I'd shut it off, but I guess I didn't. So anyway, it should be good to go now. How's everybody doing today? It's a gloomy, yucky day today. Spitting rain on and off. Uh, Dark, as you can see, dark and gloomy.
Roger, Prescott reporting downbound and Salt Dock, Saginaw up for X-ray 32 at 0919, over.
And Joe came on and froze, and I think he's having trouble with his computer. Cool cat. Hey, how you doing, Michael?
Sorry, traffic, the CMS tool.
CMS dual, sending traffic, go ahead.
Yeah, up at 1 to 2, about 4 hours at Harbor Beach.
Roger, starting traffic.
Lot of lawnmowers going in the background here. Um, because it's been so damp and rainy on and off, the grass and the weeds and everything are growing like unbelievable rates. I just mowed the lawn on Friday or Saturday and it's already up like this. but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. Come about July or August when it's hot, probably it'll slow down. Let me get the chat up here again. Okay. Oh, Laura's eating sushi. All right. Morning, Russell. How you doing? Five o'clock over there, so it'd be 5 hours difference. I mean, so that'd make it almost 1:45, 1:10, I guess, in the afternoon, where Laura is. So Frank, you headed for work, are you? Or you're out and about? Here comes Joe again. Oh, Joe, what happened?
I don't know what you did, but when you came on, I was there. I went to talk to you, and I got knocked off, and I had to reboot.
Wow. It wasn't anything I did.
Yeah,
Because
I saw you.
all of a sudden you
The
froze.
whole thing just died.
Yeah, you just froze on the monitor.
Yeah, it was crazy because I was sitting there and I was talking to you, and I'm looking at you, and all of a sudden, Zoom dropped off everything.
Laura's been waiting for you to come on because she wanted to tell you something.
Yeah, I know. I figures.
It's in the
I guess
chat.
it's nice to be wanted.
Yep. In the chat at 9:12 a.m. she put in there, "Shut up, Joe."
Yeah, I figures. Yeah, because I was telling you, I got your message. I didn't have my phone with me. I was in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I just got back from doing that ship. So Mia.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what happened. Like I said, I was sitting here waiting and waiting. I got right into it. It said waiting for the stream to start. And it might have been when you started the stream, it just kicked me completely out.
Yeah. Mia, who are you growling at? There's nobody out there.
I almost wasn't here. I wouldn't have been here if my son would have opened his freaking mouth. I would have went with him. He had to go back to the dentist. He's got to drive all the way to Gretna, Louisiana. That's
Oh,
about 50 miles. And he's got to go over there. And his mom said that she could take him today. So he asked me, he says, "You got some cash?" "I don't have any cash. I need to go across the bridge." I said, "Thought mom's taking you." And he's walking out the house. He says, "No." He says, "I got to go myself." He just got off 6 o'clock this morning. So he's driving over there after working 12 hours.
wow.
He'd have told me. I just said, "I'll come with you. At least I'm with you, you know." And I
Yeah.
could have, while he was, and it's right by the Greater New Orleans Bridge, while he's in the dentist, I could have been flying a drone over there.
Sure.
But he don't want to tell. He said, "I told you that. So you told me your mom was taking it."
She kind of is not on the ball or what?
No, she probably had something to do today and probably told me because she said she could do it on Monday. That's what I heard. But then all of a sudden, probably she got something she's got to do for work. Because she works out the house, but then some days she's got to leave and go to the client's house because she's a
Oh.
counselor, you know. And it's like she's like a social worker counselor. I got my buddy here trying to get in my lap. Yep. Go this way. Go lay down. Yeah, I don't even know what time he got in this morning. I know about 5:45, the dogs woke me up because they started barking.
Really?
So I figured it was that he was home because he gets off at 6 and sometimes he comes in a couple minutes early. Then I went back to sleep and I rolled over and I heard him up front. So I figured, okay. Then I got up, went to the bathroom, and I heard my phone buzzing because I don't have at nighttime. I used to always leave my phone on. I don't know why I turned it off now. But I walked over and picked it up, and I looked at the clock and I said, "Oh, geez." This computer's acting funny. I can't even get it to load Safari now. I
Really?
just rebooted it. Stupid ass computer. And it's not bogged down with stuff in it because everything's on hard drives off of it and is almost the whole hard drive for this. So I know it's bogging it down. I took Norton off of it because that was giving me a problem. I found out. Like it doesn't want to pick up. This was doing this before. I changed that box out. Like it's not getting the internet, connection. Let me quit Safari and load it up again. It's going to be the one big thing that I want to buy. Get rid of this computer. I was on Uncle Bill's last night, and we
Yeah, I
got to
saw
talking
you were
about
on there.
we got to talk about guns again. Guns topic came up. Lon brought up his Desert Eagle he sold a while back, and he wished he still had it. And then Uncle Bill started showing gun ads again on there. He didn't get copyrighted, so he was showing gun ads on there. And we were talking about ammunition and the prices. So I ran over to Academy's website, and I'm looking at the website, and I'm looking at the website, and I'm trying to find out because I need to get some 357, and I'm looking at the pricing, and it's freaking still $1 a piece.
Wow.
That's
You still
ridiculous.
be moaning about the price of bullets.
Man, that's ridiculous. I don't want to pay $1 to shoot somebody.
Well, don't shoot anybody.
Well, if I got to shoot somebody, I'd rather do it for about a quarter. you know? I might have to deal with enough money afterwards. Let's put it that way. But I
Can
was
you
on the
imagine
site.
how much? Can you imagine how much all the hitmen are going to have to put their prices up while the bullets go up in price?
Yeah, they're gonna have to raise their prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, ammunition went up 45%, so that $1,000 now gonna cost you 1,500.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
guys that have the machine guns, you know, I
Oh,
can't
man.
imagine what they spend in ammunition.
They had a guy out. Well, let me finish what I was saying. But I went on the Academy site, and the critical defense rounds, the special ones that you carry when you want for concealed carry, the ones that'll knock a man down, that'll put you down. You only need to hit them once, and it's going to slow them down real good. They were there. It was for 20 of them. It was $30-something. And I said, God darn it! And then right next to it said $15 off and 10% if you open the Academy credit card, like that. I looked at it, typed in my information, got an Academy credit card, bought the Hannity critical rounds, and I got them for $15.
Oh, right.
So I'll pick them up today, and it only cost me $15.
Thought you said
So I
17.
figured that was a good buy, you know.
Thought you said it was 1750.
Well, no, what he said was
It might be 17. It might have been 1750. That's what it might be. But I got
Well,
15 off, and then I got 10% off.
10%
Then with the
and
tax.
15 off. Okay.
Yeah. So instead of paying 32 plus tax, I think it was 1750. That ain't a bad deal. I could deal with that. Because those are, I mean, even the casings are stainless steel. It's a whole better round.
Well, if it was how much was it originally?
$32.
$32. Take 10% off, brings it down to $17.50.
Off the 32 brings it down to $28, about $27, $29. Because you got $3 off, then 15 off, but then I got $3 tax put back on it.
Okay, oh, the tax, yeah.
Yeah, the tax hit me for the difference. Yeah, but they're in stock, and usually they're not even in stock because you can't even find them. And they were in stock, and they said I could pick them up today. So I'll run over there sometime today and pick them up. That'll give me an excuse to go to Sam's and buy one of those chickens. Because Sam's is right there.
Get you a chicken. What are you gonna do? Make some chicken fajitas or what?
I don't know. I'll probably just bring it home and eat pieces of chicken until I decide to pick it apart and make fajitas. Now, so far as loading it, biggest. I don't know what's wrong, why this thing takes so long. So sometimes it just works.
It depends on whether it's got a load of updates to do.
Well, it's just this stupid Apple computer.
Well, I can put my Mac on now, which hasn't been switched on for months, and it'll probably take at least half a day to complete doing all its updates that it's not been done.
Wow. Let's see. Laura said, "Shut up, Joe," and then she ran. She left because she's not there right now. She's in the background lurking.
Yeah. Well, no, she's eating fajita, sushi.
Yeah, she's eating sushi.
Yep.
Sushi. Hmm.
Yeah, I gotta pay my rent today too. Gotta remember that. Don't forget that. Check sitting over there.
I don't even know where my checkbook is. I don't think I've written one check in it since I got it.
Well, we got sirens all over the place right now. And they gotta be in a complex somewhere because they stopped.
Really?
We got a lot of old people in here too. Yeah, we have, the old people are starting to dwindle out, let's put it that way here. The ones that have been here a while. Because every once in a while you hear a bunch of sirens and they come in, pick up one, and then they don't come back, you know? Yeah, we got 220 apartments in this one little area.
God, that's a lot.
Yeah, for somebody that had a 2,300 square foot house, and when I got in the house, I said, I'm never moving from here.
Mm.
My last move, I said, my next move, when I die, y'all can bring me to the funeral.
Mm.
And then we went through the divorce, and the only thing that I'm mad about in this whole divorce is the fact that she could not pay for the house. And the court didn't even consider that. They just gave her the house because of the kids. And then when she couldn't pay for the house and she went to get a apartment, decided to get an apartment that she paid more for, because then the mom that was living with her, that was living with us, decided, well, I'll start paying rent to help. But she could have been paying rent at the house and helping if she couldn't pay for the house.
Mm.
But the thing was is she didn't know how to keep the house up, didn't know how to work on things. So that was where the problem was. And the kids were young and things were breaking and she wasn't fixing them and didn't know what to do with them. And she wound up just not paying the bill. And I'm at work one day and I get served papers that there's a foreclosure on the house.
Mm.
And I said, well, what's going on with this? Oh, I couldn't pay it, so I haven't paid it in 6 months. I said, and she said, we're getting ready to move into an apartment. I said, well, why didn't you move into an apartment and me move into the house and pay the house?
Mm.
That was my only thing I'm mad about.
Yeah.
Because I really did. I mean, I did a lot of work at that house. I renovated everything on the inside. I had everything in the way I wanted it. I mean, that's the only thing that gets me. And when she left the house, she left it just like it was, with stuff in there that she didn't want. I didn't even know that. I thought she was putting it in the storage. I had a pool table she left in the house. The boat she left in the backyard. And the people that came in and took the house over took everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever's there is there, you know?
Yep, because when they foreclosed on it, they took everything that was in the house.
Mm.
Shoot, I had been paying on the house for it'd be paid for now.
Mm.
The house note, you ready for this? House note was like, I
Yeah.
think $600.
Your home, right?
Yep.
It was like 600 with the insurance. I'm paying 12 for this apartment. That's why I'm hoping this Marine Corps comes through this stuff, and I could pay cash for that house, and then sit over there and say, I'll pay my $700 a year taxes on it, and be good. Buy me my 0-turn lawnmower, and go out, put my little baseball cap on once a week, and then drive around like Forrest Gump.
There you go. You and Forrest are gonna be just alike.
Yeah, put me a button-up shirt. I think he had a polo shirt, a pair of khakis, and a little red hat, and ride around. Oh, geez. It's been 6 years. Yeah, my sister in Vegas is probably having a rough day today. Her husband died 6 years ago today.
Oh.
Yeah, Academy says my order is ready for pickup. I'll pick it up later.
Oh, so it's ready to be picked up?
Yeah, I can get it anytime today. I'll work it in to where I can go fly my drone out that way, pick up the ammo, and then go to Sam's on the way back, get a chicken. I'll do it all at once.
You get the Sam's chicken?
Yeah, the Sam's chicken, like I said, that's that big chicken, $5.
Yeah, $5. I get it when I'm out there sometimes too.
Yeah, that chicken is huge. They must give that chicken steroids.
Roger, your copy, good morning, heavy traffic.
It's definitely finger licking good.
Yep. Now you ought to see the dogs when I bring that chicken in. Tino
They go
will smell it,
crazy.
and he'll start spinning around. Because they know when I got it. Gotta bring that in.
Precious is having a good time.
Yeah.
She can hear another dog somewhere. Nowhere near, but
That's her calling all dogs.
oh, there's another dog barking somewhere. I don't know where. It's not close, but she can hear. Shush. And she don't bark while I'm stroking her. Well, as soon as I stop stroking her, that's when she starts barking again.
I think Justin was up late playing games last night.
I don't think so. I
No?
think they were off early. I saw them on, and then before I went to bed, they were off.
Uncle Bill had a bunch of people.
Yeah. We had like 9 on the panel last night.
Yep.
Yeah. He finished at about 12:30 your time, I think. It was nearly 5:30 when I went to bed here.
Yeah, it's Hornady Critical Defense 357 mag, 125 grain, 25 of them for $17.50. Yeah, that ammo is hard to find to the 357 because I mean it's just the only time I ever when I bought it, I bought a box with it. And the guy that was selling it, they were selling that a 50 round box at the time, $75 a box. That's what the cost was. And I knew the guy, and he said he sold it to me for 40 because I shot his kids' pictures in football. So he gave it to me for $40. That's the only box of 357 rounds I have. I've never bought any more because they're always too crazy expensive, but you can't find them. Now they're down to $39 a box, but you can't find them. They're always out of stock. They say at Academy, the people go there on Tuesdays and Thursdays when the orders come in, the guys that are buying ammo, and they wait outside, and that's straight. They go straight to ammo, get it, and leave. And they buy up everything they let them buy. They limit you to so many now.
Quiet.
That's another thing I'm gonna do if I get that property. I'm gonna get a real good gun safe, and then I'm because they do have some places online that you can ship it directly to your house, but it's big bulk orders, and then I'll just get me a big bulk order and bring it in and put it in the bottom of the safe. Now 9mm, shoot, we could start a war with 9mm between me and Justin because he got the police rounds, and every time he goes to the range, they give him basically an ammo box with like 1,000 rounds, and they go out there and fire, and then whatever they don't fire, he just brings home. And we probably got 5,000 rounds.
Oh, God. You're never going to use 5,000 rounds in a lifetime.
Unless we go to the range all the time.
Well, how many rounds do you fire when you go to the range? I mean, I only used to use a box of 50.
Well, when we go, if it's like 3 or 4 of us going, if all the kids used to go, we used to bring about 250. But you're right, 5,000. That's a lot of rounds.
Yeah.
My God, Justin Jefferson. This kid played football for Destrehan, Louisiana. I got pictures of him when he played against Mandeville. He played against my son. His name's Justin Jefferson. He plays for the Minnesota Vikings, right? He the last game that my son played, his last football game, Mandeville is beating them by 1 point, and they're going for a kick to tie the game to go into overtime, to get him into overtime. There's 13 seconds left in the game. Justin Jefferson is the holder for the extra point. They snap the ball. The guy snaps it low. It bounces over everybody's head. So it's bouncing. Justin Jefferson runs back there, grabs the ball, starts running to the side, to the right side, starts running. They got two guys hanging on him. He chunks it into the end zone to a tight end that split off, and they made a 2-point conversion. So they got a 2-point conversion with 13 seconds left in the game. Beat Mandeville, knocked them out the playoffs. Right? I got a picture of my son walking across, holding his helmet in tears. And it was Justin Jefferson. He just signed a multi-year contract again with Minnesota, $140 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
About maybe 10, 12 years ago, he was in a parade, Zulu parade, Mardi Gras Day, and they were coming down, and I'm standing out in the street, and he looks down at me. He looks down at me and pointed at me. He says, "I know you." I said, "Yeah, you know me," like that. And I said, "Let me get your picture." And him and his partner turn around, put their backs to me. I said, "Bitch," I said, "You're not that big. Turn around. Let me see your faces. I don't want your backs." Like that. And he started laughing. And he said, "You gonna talk to me that way?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you that way. Turn your ass around. Let me shoot your picture." So they turned around and I shot that picture.
Hmm.
And then the float was stopped there, so we talked for a couple of minutes. And he says, "Yeah, you're the guy that shoots at Mandeville." I said, "Yeah." Shoot, that's the one. That's the one I would need it on my team. If he'd have been at Mandeville, shoot, I'd have had good cameras right now. Because you see, Mackey next year will definitely go to NFL. That's that big lineman I told y'all about. He's six. When he left Mandeville, he was 6'8", 365.
Wow.
And the guy is a beast. He's like in the movie. What's the name of the movie? God darn it. The one with Sandra Bullock about the football player. I'll think of it. Blindside. It's like the guy in Blindside. He's going to be the same way. And I told Mackey, I said, "Dude, it's just to let you know, when you make it to the NFL, I'm going to sell you pictures. I'm making money." And he said, "Sell all you got," like that. And I said, "But you're going to do me a favor. You're going to, when you sign that contract, I need new cameras." He told me, he said, "When I sign that contract, let me know what you want."
Wow.
I said, "I'm going to hold you to it." I said, "I'm going to hold you to it." But he was the kind of guy that every time he saw me, he'd say, "Hey, Mr. Joe, hey, Mr. Joe," you know. And when I stand next to him, I come up to about his armpit. Because
Wow.
right now he's like 6'10", almost 400 pounds.
He's a monster.
Oh, he's huge.
Be another
And
refrigerator.
Yeah, he's fast. He's good. That's the thing. I got a picture of him. Let me see. I'm trying to think of what year this was. I got a picture of him where it was during practice, and they had a pull. He was pulling. He was offensive lineman, and the play was going towards us. So he was pulling this way, and he came over, and one guy, Trinity, had to get to the runner, and Mackey blocked Trinity. Mackey saw me taking pictures. Mackey pancaked this guy. This guy rolled. Mackey rolled with him. Rolled, stood up, looked at me, pointed at me, said, "Did you get that picture?" So he was doing it for the picture. And I said, "You did." And Trinity said, "Man, I wish he would have never saw you. He only hit me that hard because you were taking pictures." I said, "Yeah, he hurt you." But I made a picture for him. I call it the Mackey Mash of him doing it. I'm trying to think of what year it was. It had to be before 20. It had to be 18 and 19. He's been going, it might have been 20. I'm going to look at 20 first. Tell you what, I'm not going to look for it on this computer. I'm going to look for it on this computer. It'll be an easier one to find. Might have been COVID year. There's a sign, but you did, what's going on? Yeah. May have it named Maggie Mass.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I might have named it the Mackey Master Pictures. If I did, I ought to find it fast. I didn't name it that. Yeah. Hutch was the coach. This is 4th year. Gotta be 19.
I gotta get Mia her pills. Be right back. She's over here bugging me. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I found it's 2019. That's what I said. I had to think of when he graduated and that, and I said, it's gotta be 2019.
I just received my 2 Lenovo 512 gig micro SD cards, £10 each.
Well, Novo makes them?
Yeah.
I didn't know they made them.
Mm. That'd be about just under $13 each, your price.
And when Paul comes back, I'll show you this picture. You can see how big Mackie is. He's number 59 in the picture. You can see him running towards us, and he's looking right at me.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on 1 second. I got a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there she is. She comes over here and sits right here when she wants her pills. So what do you want? Your pills? You want your pills? Huh? You want your pills? You want your pills? You want your pills? Yes.
Mm.
I do is I take small slices of bread,
Yeah.
peanut butter on it, put the pills on there, and give it to them.
Yeah.
She knows what she wants
Hmm.
and when she wants it, you know?
Yeah, she doesn't actually want the pills. She just wants the peanut butter sandwich. Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, Michael, Carey Fresh is what they call their insurance. And if you crash your drone and you've got it, you can send the drone back and they'll replace it for a nominal charge. They say they're going to repair it, but they actually just send you another one instead. And like with the Mini 3, it's about £69 to replace it. But if it's a flyaway, which is what they will possibly class that one of Jason's, because he hasn't got the drone to send back, he sends them the flight log that shows what happened. They
Was that Jason?
usually charge about 350 to 400 pound for a replacement instead of the whatever 700 or 800 quid it would normally get.
Who is that? Jason?
Yeah,
Yeah, he said he had a flyaway, did he?
he flew his Mini 3. He flew his Mavic 3 Cine into the sea.
Oh, he's gonna if they charge him a flyaway, it's gonna be 30% of the cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found that picture, Paul.
Did ya?
Mackey is the guy in white. You'll see him on the left side. He's running towards me and he's looking at number 23. It's Trinity, is the guy's name. And then you'll see him pancake this guy. And then he rolled up, looked at me, pointed, and said, "You got that picture, right?"
Morning, Corey.
But I gave him that.
Oh boy, look at it. Hey, look at him.
But that's Mackey right here, and that's him pancaking the guy.
That's half his jersey's gone.
Yeah, but he was just in practice, so he's in his practice stuff. But look at this poor guy right here. He's just killing him. And I called it the Mackey mash. And I made an 8x10 and framed it and gave it to him. But he rolls up, he said, "Mr. Joe, you got that, right?"
What year was that?
2019.
Ah,
Yeah, because he's a senior this year in college.
so it was 5 years ago.
Yeah. But I loved it the way he said it. "Mr. Joe, you got that, right?" I was standing out on the field waiting to do some pictures for I don't know who else shoot, maybe it was soccer. And he was walking with two of the other guys for football on the sidewalk on the other side of the fence. And he hollers, "Hey, Mr. Joe." I said, "Hey, Maggie." And I heard I didn't even see the other two. The other two said, how do you see him? Because Mackey was above the fence. He was taller than the fence. I could see him.
Well, I think
other
if they
two-
decided that the flyaway was due to a malfunction, they might just replace it under warranty.
Oh, they could. They could.
Hmm.
But flyaways, boy, God darn it. They had a guy in
It's more complicated, yeah.
Yeah, they had a guy in Miami had a flyaway. They called it a flyaway. He got hit by birds. And they called it a flyaway. And it was a Mavic 3 Pro. And his replacement was $800.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hit him for 800.
Because I know when
Yeah,
I
2000,
when I had to send my Mini 3 Pro back because it fell onto a concrete floor and knackered the gimbal up somehow, that cost me £69 to get a replacement.
yeah, 2019 was a crazy year for that team. That was the year right after the Saints lost to the Minnesota Vikings with the no call, where Drew Brees threw to one of the receivers, and the guy completely took the receiver off his feet before the ball got there, and they didn't call it, and we were going in to win the game, and we wound up losing, getting knocked out the playoffs. And a couple of weeks later, out on the field, I'm taking a picture just for the paper, just for all the shots for the it was the practice shots just to show them out at practice. And one of our receivers is turning to get the ball, and the defender just takes him out. It looked identical to the no call. I mean, I got a picture of it, and I called it the Mandy no call and stuck it out there. And you can see him getting slapped. He's like this. The ball's way over here, still coming in, and he's like this with the guy just knocking him on his ass.
Wow.
It is the year I tried to.
He was
tried
lucky,
to make more
Michael,
money.
because the Mavic 3 Cine has a built-in 1 terabyte SSD drive,
Yeah.
and it came with the RC Pro. And I think it was about $5,000 or something.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an expensive drone.
Yeah.
So if they hit him with a flyaway cost, I guarantee it's going to be $1,000.
Yeah, no, it looks like they may have just done it under warranty with it being down to a malfunction.
That's what they think it is, a malfunction.
That's what Mike says it's. Michael says it was. They deemed it as a flyaway, or if the flyaway was deemed to be a malfunction.
Yeah.
So that's a warranty thing rather than a care refresh, isn't it?
Well, I hope so.
Like
Hope
they
it
did with
doesn't
my,
cost them as much.
yeah, like they did with my RC. They did that free because it was under warranty.
Well, look at the Air 2S when I sent it back. Now, this wasn't mine. This is an old Air 2S I bought from somebody else.
Yeah.
And when the gimbal started giving me issues, they told me that they said the gimbals usually cost around $80 to fix. I said, well, $80 is worth fixing it. Let me send it in. So I sent it in, and they told me it was the gimbal board had a malfunction in it. So it wasn't the gimbal, it was the board. They said $104. Like, so $104. So I gave them the $104. They sent me a brand new one.
Yeah, exactly.
So I felt like that was a good $104 I spent.
Well, I bought off eBay a faulty Mini 2 for, I think it was about $120, £120, something like that.
Right.
And when it arrived, it was an Air 2, not a Mini 2.
Wow.
And it still had all the stickers on it, and the box had a big label saying refurbished on it, and all the DJI stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in touch with DJI and said it's just not charging up, it's not doing anything. And they said send it in, and we'll see what it is and how much it'll cost to get it repaired.
Right.
They said when they opened it up, it was all water damaged inside.
Oh, so it had been drowned.
It had never been used. It still had all the manufacturer's stickers on it. It was still sealed. So it must have been in or stored somewhere where it had suffered flooding or something.
Yeah.
Although the box showed no water damage. So I don't know. Unless somebody just put, well, no, because the serial numbers all matched and everything on the box and the drone. Yeah. Because I wasn't sure whether it was the battery that was at fault because it wasn't taking a charge, and I couldn't tell whether the drone worked because I couldn't get the battery to work. And they said that, and they said it'll be, was it £380 to repair it. And even at that, it still made it cheaper than buying the drone.
Uh-huh.
So I told them the circumstances. I bought it. Well, I just said, but it says it's a refurbished model. It's still got all the stickers on. Why is there damage inside it? I said, I bought it in good faith that it would work.
Yeah.
And they said, well, out of good faith, we'll do the repair for €180, which turned out to be about £150.
Yeah.
So in the end, I got a fully working Air 2 for £270.
That's not bad.
And then I put Carey Fresh on it as soon as the new one arrived.
Yep. I was waiting for Lance to jump on because he's gonna rip me about that flight yesterday. That flight I have at the tugboat. I got all the way up to the bridge of the tugboat and looked at it, and I could see all the wires in it really good, and I was gonna go through it, and at the last minute I moved to the side and said nope.
They played that video on, was it on Paul Wedgenby?
No, not on Paul, on Drone Seekers. They played the
Drone Seekers,
the lighthouse.
That was it. Yeah,
the lighthouse.
Yeah, and they kept on saying that you should have flown through the tugboat.
Yeah, Marcus was trying to tell me.
Yeah,
if I would have flown through it, I said I flew it. Hey, Marcus, I flew it in this one. I told Johnny on his show Sunday morning. I told him, I said, yeah, I came very close to flying through it this time. And the more I look at it, I mean, I took a good look at that video when I went by it. You could fly through it, but you got to make sure you got to make sure you keep that path because it's wires hanging all over the place.
Yeah.
You don't want to deviate from the path, do you?
Yeah, you could actually probably go from across long way instead of going long ways from the back. Probably come across the other way too, because the wires are all on one side. But I think if If you just paid attention when you go through it and you don't panic and just go through it, you got it. And I'm only gonna go through, I only need to go through it once, you know?
Well, I mean, the Avata might just push the wires to one side with the prop guards.
It's gonna depend on what kind of wires there are and how stiff they are.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. Because if it's something that's pretty stiff, it's gonna hit it, and then the Avata is gonna want to take off
Yeah.
as soon as it feels that impact. It's showing a drive-by shooting that happened over the weekend, and right up the street in St. John Parish, which is on the other side of the lake. Coming down Airline Highway, two cars, one of them comes up behind it, and all of a sudden you just see nothing but flashes coming out of one of the cars. And the other car swerves off and then makes a U-turn and goes back the other way while the guy is hanging out the window, still shooting. And it looks like he's got a Uzi. And what happened, a 16-year-old girl in there was killed in one of the cars.
All right.
That's terrible.
Take it it's gang related or drugs related or something.
No, it's probably somebody that was looking for the guys in the car and saw the car and didn't care who was in it and just opened up on the car. Probably, it could have been
Yeah.
drug related, you know?
Mm.
We had an incident here. It should have to be, it was 2014, about 10 years ago. I got a big subdivision back in the back of me back here. And my daughter needed to go to a interview for a play. It was a theater group here in St. Tammany. So I had to take off of work for about an hour and run her out there so she can do her little scene she had to do and then bring her back. And I'm coming across, hey Lance, I'm coming across the intersection through that little complex, that area back there, that little neighborhood. And I come home, and as I'm coming through the main service road, and they got police cars going everywhere, going back to that neighborhood. And I couldn't figure out what it was. So I get home, drop her off, and I'm coming back, and the radio comes on. They got a bulletin. There was a shooting in the neighborhood right behind me. Come to find out, it was the ex-husband had chased down the ex-husband had chased down the ex-wife and hit her car, knocked her into a ditch over there, walked around, shot her in the head. His son started running, shot him, and then the daughters were running down the street and took shots at them, and they just fell in the middle of the street and lay there like they were dead.
Yeah.
You know, and I passed there probably a minute before it happened. And my daughter said to me, Dad, what would have happened if we would have seen that? I said, I'm gonna tell you right now, listen to me good. I said, if anything ever happens like that and you're in a car with me, if I tell you take off, you take off and don't look back. Because I'm gonna take my gun out and I'm gonna take him down. That's what I said, you know. I said, because I can't let that happen. And it was terrible. The guy wound up leaving the scene, and they wound up catching him in Mississippi. But there was a neighbor right across the street watching the whole thing standing in his yard. That was crazy. So Lance, did you come here to rip me for my flight yesterday?
Hi, Lance.
I did. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Joe. Yeah. Hey, show me your grip. On the motion 3 if you have it available. Yeah, your grip. And you say it's slippery as well, huh? That's a bummer. Can you make him big, Paul? Or I
So
don't know how.
did you not get yours then, Lance, yet?
I have not got mine yet.
Uh.
But it doesn't look slippery, but it is. Huh? Is it as
It's-
slippery as?
It's a little slippery right here.
Yeah, which is where the grip is, or the normal
But
RC is.
it's got this little rough area in the front, so that kind of makes you hold it. It gives you that might stop. I haven't flown with it yet, but back here it's real slippery back here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because of silicone, you know.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
But
silicone
I think,
does that
but you'll
feel
see
to
the
it,
difference
yeah.
in the size.
Okay. And the controls and everything are going to be easy to use and all of that.
Oh, and you know that little button on the side that you have problems getting to?
Yeah.
You could find it because it's got that indentation on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That'll help for sure.
Boy, I'm telling you, I know right where it's at now. I can reach over there and I feel it with my finger now.
Okay.
But yesterday I was sitting in the car and I had just the thing in my hand and I'm at a stoplight and I'm looking at it and I got it in the hair like this and I'm looking at it, just kind of trying to see how it looks and everything. And I looked to the side and they got a woman in the car on the other side. She's looking at me going, like, what the hell is that, you know? And it kind of doesn't look like a standalone item, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it does feel different. I actually think it might be better. We'll find out when I sweat and see what it does.
Hmm.
But I'm definitely going to make sure I got the strap on, you know?
Yeah.
But I'll fly it today sometime.
I take it if you drop the remote and you haven't pressed the emergency brake button, the drone's going to do all sorts of weird things.
It should just stop and hover.
And as long as the remote's not moving, it's not going to spin or anything. It's just going to.
Yeah, I did drop one time, the first one. I
Yeah, but
dropped
as
the
you
first one up at a lakefront.
as you drop it, it will fall forward. So the drone
what I did
should
was-
dive.
Wasn't that far in front of me, and I was just getting ready to take off, and I had the wrist thing on, and it slipped out my hand, and the drone was just spinning like what it was doing this, and the drone was doing that, but it was hovering in the same place. But everywhere that thing shook, it was shaking with it. Because I was saying, "Oh, geez, and where's it at? Where's it?" Grabbing for it. But it had a mind of its own, I'll tell you. I knew when I said that. I knew that Mudball or somebody was listening when I said the strap on. I knew it. I heard it and I said, God darn it, I need to learn.
Yeah.
It's probably clipped too.
Morning, Don.
Paul, have you flown yet this morning?
Yeah, he was out first. He was out, actually, he was late getting the stream started because he was out there flying.
Well, that sucks.
What happened with your light?
Why is Paul muted?
Oh,
Oh, he's not.
I'm back. I had to feed Mia, and we're not on a regular schedule, that's for sure.
I think we're on a regular schedule. Precious thinks it's meal time every 5 minutes. Oh, mind, but she's got a bowl full of dog food in the kitchen.
Well, so does Mia. That's the thing. I gave it to her this morning at about, just a little after 9 o'clock, and here it is 10 o'clock, and it's still sitting there.
Yep.
And she's been bugging me. And so I have to go over. What I have to do is take a couple of little pieces of treats, put it on top of the food, and then she'll eat it.
That's it. He eats the treats and forgets that she was only eating the treat and carries on eating. Yeah.
Yep.
So what you're saying is she's got you trained.
Oh yeah, I'm trained.
Yeah, I do the same to her. It's either that or she will eat it about quarter of an hour before she knows it's time for me to put her tea in the bowl, and then back for me to put the tea in.
Yep.
I had a neighbor that used to make coffee and give it to her dog every day. She'd have her morning coffee and her dog would have her morning coffee. That same neighbor they used to own a restaurant. So when she cooked, she didn't know how to cook just for 2 or 3 people. So I'd be walking up, and I was playing football, so I was always hungry. And I'd be walking up the driveway, and she'd stick her head out and say, "I have split pea soup today. I have this today." And I walk right in there and eat. And then I go upstairs, and my dad
Joe,
said,
did
"Where
you
were you?" I said, "Next door eating." And then I'd eat again. I used to eat I used to eat before practice, eat when I got home with Mimi. Then I'd come home and eat. And then about 10 o'clock at night, about 9 at night, I'd go in the kitchen, and my mother used to buy hot dogs in a pack that had like 50 to a pack. And I'd get about 6 of them, throw them in the water and boil them, and a piece of bread for each one, and some mustard and mayonnaise, and sit there and eat all 6 of them at night. I did that almost every night. You know. I'm
Can
lucky
you
I'm
guys see
alive.
me? Can you hear me? Can you see
I can
me?
hear you.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Something's wrong with my camera. It freaked out here. Let me. I'm going to leave and come back. Hold
Yeah,
on.
we can't
Okay.
see you, but we can hear you fine.
Okay, I'll be right back.
But I'm wondering why I'm still alive. All the hot dogs I ate when I was a kid.
Well, a treat for me, right up until kind of a couple of years ago, was coney dogs. I used to love coney dogs.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
It's a chili dog, but it's called a coney dog because it's got like a chili on top with no beans, and it's a Greek thing.
Mm. I like chili dogs.
Yeah.
Well, you like beans on toast too, so I mean that's
Yeah. Well, I like chili. So anything that's got chili in it.
There you go. You back. Yeah, I bought hot dogs and chili, and I was gonna get the buns. And I said, you know what? I got a better idea. I went over and bought the 4 cheese Texas toast that they sell at Walmart. It's frozen. It's got 4 different cheeses on it. And I'll put that. What I'll do with this now is I'll put that in the air fryer and toast it. I'll put the hot dog on top and put chili on top and eat it like that instead.
Oh, yeah, sounds
That'd
good.
be good.
Mm.
I don't have to eat it with a fork, but that'll work.
Hey, Joe, did you see me fly through my piece of driftwood?
No, I didn't see it yet.
Let me put the link in the chat here. Dun, 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 dun.
Did you catch any of the golf, Lance?
A little bit of it. I heard you talking about it yesterday, and some guy hit into some cabbage, but
Yeah.
I watched some of it. I've got my brothers are in town, so I've been kind of busy, so I haven't been able to watch too much TV. Went to the Mariners game last night.
It was the Canadian Open at Hamilton.
Yeah.
And Robert McIntyre won it by 2 shots with his dad on the bag.
Yeah, I saw that. That was great.
Yeah.
So there's the link there, Joe, in the chat. And it's about, oh, where did I fly through the driftwood? Let's take a look here. It's about halfway through the video. Maybe at the 48-second mark, maybe. Hold on. At the 1 minute mark. Took
The
my
150
brothers up
mark?
at the 1 minute mark. 1 minute mark. If I give you the right link.
The one where you're flying through the house?
Yeah. And I took my brothers up there to I had to do some stuff. In fact, I had to do a chimney inspection. So I took them up there with me.
Is this your cabin in the woods?
Yeah, yeah. That would be the woods there.
Yeah.
It's called sand.
Well, you got some woods behind you.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of driftwood out there.
Yeah. And I've seen that piece of driftwood for the last couple times I come out because the driftwood moves, it'll be up there one weekend and the next weekend it'll be gone. And I
Yeah.
thought, I want to fly through that gap.
Oh, I saw it 110 when you went through it.
Okay, 110.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
that
tight
was
hole.
fun. It is a very tight hole. I thought, I don't know if I can get through there. I mean, the circle was completely encompassing that hole. I thought, I'm gonna have to be perfect to get through there.
Mm.
And I thought, okay, well, it got through, so I'll take it.
Yeah, you should have in the video, you should have changed that to about 10 times the speed so it looked like you really flew through it fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my brother in the blue shirt kept going in and out of the cabin because he thought he didn't think I could control it. He thought I was going to hit him, so he would
Yeah.
duck into the cabin. So no, Jay, I'm a little more. I'm not Joe proficient. I'm Lance proficient.
Watch out now.
Oh,
Yeah, got Lance.
You talking about Joe Fortaleo, right?
there you go. Yeah, yeah, the guy that crashes, Mr. Joe. But any Joe will do.
Are you back at work today or is school finished yet?
No, school's not finished. I'm taking a personal day today because my brothers are still in town.
All right.
Taking a day off and make it back in tomorrow. One of my brothers is leaving tomorrow, and I've got all my nephews in, and that some of them are leaving tomorrow as well. So some of them are staying. I've got one nephew staying until next Saturday.
So take it. Are they school age or older?
No, they're older. My nephews are probably range from 40 to 35 years old.
Right.
And they have little ones who are out of school. Their littles they range from like 12 to 4, and there's like 8 of them between the 3 boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I flew out by the lighthouse on Saturday. And then as I came back, I flew around the tugboat for a little while. And I said, well, I'm going to go through it this time. I'm definitely going to do it. And because there was really no wind, so I wasn't worried about the wind. And I came back and I lined it up and I started coming towards it, and I wasn't going too fast. I got right up on it and veered to the left.
Yeah, it was very calm. I kept thinking, oh, he's gonna go through this time. He's gonna go through this time.
And then when I went alongside, I realized, yeah, I could have went through this. So it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do it with the original Levada, not the new one.
Mhm.
Shit, I'll get the Mavic 3 and go through it. How about that?
Hmm.
I'll be honest with you. I would feel more comfortable with the Mavic 3 going through it. Because if you got that thing leveled out, it's not going anywhere.
Hmm.
And do you have the Mini 3 Pro or do you have any minis at all, Joe?
I have the Mini 3 Pro, Air 2S, Mavic 3, two Levadas, and one Levada, the best drone in the world, Levada 2.
Okay, because I'm thinking even the Mini would be pretty stable going through there.
Oh, yeah. You know which one I think would be the most stable? Air 2S.
I love my Air 2S.
That Air 2S would be perfect going through it. I say I should have. Hey, that guy, if the guy wouldn't have been as sketchy the other day that I wound up running off. If he, because he was sitting on the tugboat. If he wasn't that sketchy, I'd have went through when he was there just in case, and he could have got it, you know.
Yeah.
But that guy was, he was really sketchy,
How
and
did
it
he
was
get
just,
swim?
hmm?
How did he get out there? Had he swum out there?
Or you could actually walk out to it. It's not that deep.
All right.
It's probably about maybe chest high when you get to it.
Depending on, oh, I was going to say depending on high tide, but that's a
And
lake, isn't it?
yeah,
And
yeah, it was a
depending,
lake, but it was high tide at the time, and I guarantee when I saw him walking back across, it was like chest high, just right
But,
there by the tug. So
it's
but
I'd be
there's,
kind of,
afraid to be around there anyway because if you look at that tugboat, it's in pieces now, so that's got to have metal everywhere.
it's
They
kind of
got
more.
pieces of metal all over the place.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd hate to step on a piece of metal and slice myself open.
Mm.
That stuff, I guarantee you, might as well go straight to the hospital because you're
get
going to be in
about
there for a while.
18 tetanus shots.
Get more than that. Yeah, it's a bad thing. Yep.
How come they've left it there? Why haven't they just taken it away and scrapped it?
I couldn't tell you. And like I said, years ago, that tugboat, find a picture. That tugboat didn't look like it does now. Let's see.
What is it? Is it just jammed up on the rocks or something?
It's just there was a dock there where it was against the dock. That since hurricanes have come through, the dock has just kind of tore it up. Let's see. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'm trying to get before and after shots. Let's see. I'm gonna go find.
Joe, when you flew it, can you tell, is it floating still or is it settled down to the bottom?
Oh, I guarantee it's on the bottom now.
Okay.
Let me get some stuff together. I'm gonna show y'all the progression of it. Let's see. Find this. Now, I'm opening stuff. Hope it don't knock me off. And I'm starting to put some strain on this thing.
Hi, Jonathan. And Dustin.
Jonathan, Dustin, and everybody else.
Mm.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, I'll show you pictures. Okay. This is the picture right here.
And Edward.
Uh,
Mm.
Oh,
That one
that's
right there is-
That's definitely a pusher tug.
Yeah, that's 2018. That's a picture I shot right here.
That was when it was
That
still
was right-
floating.
Yeah, that was right at a sunset. Right at a sunset. And then that Christmas, you notice how it's got yellow and everything on it? That was
Yeah.
the paint job. That Christmas, they had people fill it up with Christmas trees and catch it on fire.
Really?
So, yes, yeah, they caught it on fire. And there was they were trying to put the people in jail and everything else. And what happened is it was the people that owned it were doing it. And they just did it, and that's what happened. But this is the
Insurance
picture.
claim. Yeah.
Check out the
Well,
heart.
I don't
Did
think
you
it
see
was
the
an
heart in
insurance
the
claim.
front? Did you mention that heart?
What do you mean?
Open it back up.
That one, I gotta go back and get it. Hold on.
There's
Let
a
me show you. I'll show you this one first, then I'll get to it.
the life ring is a heart shape.
Yeah, I have to go back and look. I'll get it. But this is right after they burned it. You can see how it fell in the water a little bit here.
You're not sharing.
You're not sharing, dude.
Oh, was sharing.
No.
Oh, what? Must have knocked it off. Let's see. Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
This
Uh-huh.
one is right after they burned it up.
Can you zoom in at all? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right after they burned it that year.
Mhm.
And that's 2018 too, around Christmas time. Now let me find the other one.
What were they actually using it for? Parking it at such a small little jetty.
Well, it was just sitting right there on the end of that dock. And that's what it looks like right now. That was the other day. You can see how it's all falling apart. We get a
Mhm.
good storm through here, that's all gonna be laying up in here. Cause that's about to
Mhm.
come off.
And what's that building there, Joe? I would have gapped the building.
Big one in the
That-
left.
That right here,
Yeah.
that's actually somebody's house.
Hmm.
There's a guy that owns Granger Equipment, and he owns that.
Okay.
And that's like a camp that he comes to on weekends, but he hasn't had anybody out there for a long time. I mean, this thing, you ought to see it's like 10 feet above the water. It's concreted, everything's concrete, goes up to the top. I mean, it's had 4 or 5 hurricanes come through since it's been there and never gets any damage.
Can you gap
That-
those pillars underneath?
You can go underneath it, yeah.
You need
The
to
other
gap
day I
the
flew by
pillars.
it, I was gonna go underneath it.
Yeah,
But
I saw you-
that's-
I saw you
that's a-
fly by
That's
it.
a fence right there, isn't it?
No, all that is the pillars underneath. It keeps it raised high, but all of that's
Oh,
wide
okay.
open.
So if you were
Yeah,
to
the most-
crash, you could walk over and get it.
Yeah, that's easy to get.
Show the your original and look at the heart-shaped life
Let me go back
ring.
and find it.
Looked like they had carved it out on purpose.
It might be. Okay.
And is it on a lake?
Well, yeah, it's Lake Pontchartrain.
Huh.
I see what you're talking about. I'm gonna zoom in on it and get it up. And
It'd be nice to
looks
share
like
it though, Joe.
I'm coming. I was
But,
that right here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It looks like it's just a rough spot.
Yeah, and I thought, did they carve that out? Is that a life ring that they manipulated? I couldn't really tell. But that's
No.
kind of cool. As a
you go.
photographer, you notice things like that.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. We'll see. It's probably just a rust spot.
Yeah.
But
You know,
I
it
shot
almost
this.
looks like it's raised. The white almost looks like it's, a
Yeah, it
couple
does
of
look
feet
like
off,
it's
but
raised out there, like a
Right.
patch or something.
yeah, you don't know.
But I
Could
took
be
this
like a
picture. There was St. Tammany Photographic Society was out there, and they were shooting. And came out there because I know a bunch of people in it, and it was right after sunset. You can see the sun's down, and they're all setting up on tripods and everything. And I got my camera, I had my 70 to 120 Canon, and I'm sitting there, and I looked at it, and I just laid it down on the piece of cement right there, and I just looked at it, and I said, "Yeah, that's what I'll do." I just stuck it on bulb, opened it, kept it real still, and then closed it, and that's the shot.
And there's so many good things about this: the reflection, the rule of
Yeah.
thirds, the clouds, the solo clouds, the other kind of a darker blue, not really a cloud, but that's kind of cool. And then of course
Yeah.
the sunset, and then the heart. I mean, there's a lot of cool things about this image. I love the reflection.
I mean, it was like glass out there that night, and like I said, all I did was press down. I think I counted to five. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let go of it.
Do you have
And my
Photoshop?
buddy Dave said, he looked at me and he went, "You're not putting it on a tripod?" I said, "No, it wasn't moving." It didn't move like that.
Do you have Photoshop?
I do.
If you go into file info, and then go down to data, you could see what your settings were.
Yeah, I could go do that. I have to put it back on.
Yeah.
I think it was 5 seconds. But I took that thing and I made a metal print out of it.
Cool.
And my daughter loved the image, so I made a metal print and gave it to her.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. The metal came out beautiful.
That'd look good on one of those lithophanes.
Yeah. It would look even better if I had the one I could do in color. Lafayette Coney.
Yeah, they're famous in Detroit, Lafayette Coney dogs.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff here that's been Lafayette.
You showed me that picture. I looked at all them onions and I belched.
There it is.
Shoot, I might not go get the chicken then. I might just make the hot dogs.
Makes me
Can't
want to
have
go
hot dogs
downtown and
without-
get some Coney dogs.
Can't have hot dogs without onions. I could do that. I could go to Tesco's and get some hot dog rolls. I've got a jar of hot dogs. I've got plenty of frozen onions, shredded onions.
Yep.
You
And
said
I
a
could get
jar of hot dogs. They come in a
Yeah.
jar.
Yeah.
That's different. We don't get them in jars.
Mostly they come in tins, but you can buy them in jars.
Is there a picture you're putting down on Freedom Subways 11 and 12? No reports at this time in the river. We're just getting reports out like Saginaw, they are about
Oh,
the Salt Lake at
Do
1.
this the easy way. Let's turn the background off.
Roger, Sunny.
let's see. I gotta go pay my rent. Gotta run the academy. Gotta fly my drone.
Well, I think what we're gonna do is close it down.
I'm good. I'm not ready to go unless you're ready to go.
Are you
I got a
ready to
little-
go?
No, I got about
Yeah,
20
Joe,
more
can you
minutes.
see that?
Yeah, I see it. I got about 20 more minutes at least.
Okay.
I'm not in a hurry.
That's got
The only other thing I got to do today, and I got to find out what time it's going to be, is LSU. Like I said, LSU's playing their hearts out. They beat North Carolina last night, so they got to play them again today. If they win, they go to national. They go to Omaha. Their bats came alive yesterday. Between the two games, they had 21 runs.
Wow.
Hot dogs in a jar? Never heard of
Yeah.
that.
they're called cheerleaders hot dogs.
Huh.
And it's got I think it's got 8 hot dogs in it.
I've never seen them in a jar before.
Mm. You can actually get, I mean, they're what I'd say almost 8 inches long.
And what are there? About 6 or 7 of them in there, roughly?
8.
8. Okay.
Watch how you say that. Mudball's clipping.
And we can get other ones that are giant ones, and they're about 10 inch.
But
You get,
Mudball clipped again.
I think you get 6 of them in a jar.
Hey, change the subject just a little, just real quick. Hey, Joe, do you
Yeah.
have to hook up your phone to download the firmware for the Avata 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ed likes the Coney Islands too.
Yeah, you got to have it on the what you call it. Boy, I hate this.
Wi-Fi on Wi-Fi.
It's got to be on Wi-Fi. It's supposed to update it last night. That's what's going on. NCAA starts going on. What time they gonna play? Boy, this is aggravating. Might be the night. Oh, there it is. LSU at North Carolina. 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. on 209.
Ed wants to know if those hot dogs you got in a jar are they pickled like pickle jars or
Well, they're that kind of jar, but they're in brine.
they're just in
Salt
a
water.
liquid, right?
Yeah, in just in salt water, like you would get in a tin.
Mudball.
Yeah, he's been here lurking and clipping statements.
Lurking. Oh, here comes my Meals on Wheels.
Okay, you'll have to let us know what you're eating, Paul. We're throwing away, as Justin says. Justin must be sleeping in.
Lance, is your update going through?
Say
Yeah,
that again.
we can get them vacuum sealed in like a plastic blister
Yeah.
pack kind of thing, where they have like 10, but they're not in any liquid as such.
Mhm.
What I mean,
Yeah, I had
the most common way of getting them is in tins.
Yeah, Lance, I had to actually take the Fly app off my phone and put it back on the phone before it will update.
And do you know if that was pretty normal for most people that had tried
Yeah,
to?
that's happened with a lot of people. And then one of the guys came on and said the other way he did it, he went to on the controller, let me think, on the controller, he went to profile, went to settings, hit updates. It said the updates were current. Then he went to about, and about says check for updates. He hit that and it said there's an update. So it was a whole different area. You go to profile settings, about, check for updates.
Okay.
I did that yesterday with the RC Pro and it worked. It wouldn't. It showed me there was no updates till I did that. So DJI is doing something different. You know.
And does it update everything, the goggles, the controller, and the drone, and
Well,
the batteries?
that was just an update for like the Air 3 and all that other stuff. The other
Mhm.
day when I did it, everything updated. You got to have everything turned on, I think. Yeah, if I remember right, you got to have everything turned on, and then you got to have the goggles plugged into the phone.
And do you have to do all three batteries or all your batteries?
I didn't do the batteries. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't even think about it,
Okay.
but it hasn't. Maybe I need to go back and double check. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, talking about them like vacuum sealed packs of hot dog sausages, we can actually get the hot dog sausages with chili in them as well. So they're already got chili in.
Yeah, yeah, we got all kind of different varieties here. You get the ones with cheese in them and everything.
Mm.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. YouTube is being strange lately. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. My shorts don't get any viewing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I get under 400 most of the time. Every once in a while, I'll get one that'll explode and get 2 or 3,000 looks on it, views on it.
Yeah.
And then my subs have died at 1970. And then tomorrow, it looks like, what's that, like a beef stew?
It's like rice with beef and vegetables.
Well, we know you're going to eat the beef and the rice, but everything else is, you got to feed the garbage disposal.
Yep.
It might be something. If it's with rice, it could be somewhat like a beef stroganoff.
Uh-huh. But like my subs will sit there and like the other day they were sitting at about a week ago they were sitting at 1960 and they weren't moving, right? Then all of a sudden the next day it was 1972. You know, like picked up 12 of them, but nothing had any views. You know, so
Mm.
it's like it's not catching up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where am I at now?
Now the videos are getting consistently between 30 and 40 views, which I wasn't getting more than 25 views. So they're picking up in views. But my shorts have dropped from thousands to 16, 18, 2, 4, 39, 439. That's how my shorts have been going. I got one of them a couple of weeks ago. It was born a couple of weeks ago. This is 3 views, 16 views, 30 views. It's like the shorts aren't being pushed anymore.
Mm.
So that's making me, I've been putting out 2 shorts a day. I was doing 3 shorts a day. And I've been doing this for over a year. I'm about to drop it to 1.
Mhm.
If it's not doing anything, why do it,
I get you.
Gitchy, are you back in the US?
Well, Joe, you said she's virtual, so she could be anywhere.
Yeah, you got a point. You were right. I was wrong.
Good morning, Gitchy. Well,
Hey, Jonathan.
if you're in Iceland, it's good afternoon, Gitchy. But
He says Iceland. She's at Iceland. Yeah, Jonathan, he's doing it. That was Avada too. He's updating.
Well, in Iceland, it would be about, well, just after lunchtime, wouldn't it?
so you're 3 o'clock.
She said she saw the volcano still
It'd be
erupting.
3 o'clock. 3:52, 53.
Yeah, that's the same time as it is here.
Yep.
10 to 4. Yeah. I thought they were at least an hour behind us, but maybe not.
Hope you're taking
Yeah,
pictures
it
of
is.
Gitchy.
It is an hour behind us. It's 2:52 in Iceland.
Gitchy needs to be out there taking pictures of that volcano.
Oh, is she?
Well, she's out there. I don't know if she got a camera.
Well, I'm sure he has a phone camera.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was on my bucket list when I was in Hawaii. Kilauea was erupting. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna take a ride. I'm gonna fly over there and do it. Because I was on the main island and it was on the big island. And all of a sudden Mauna Loa started erupting. So we had 2 volcanoes on the same island erupting.
Mhm.
And I went over and I had press credentials back then for the Marine Corps. And I got on a waiting list. They were putting up private planes for press. I got on a waiting list and they could only put, I think it was 5 people on the plane. It was a little twin engine job. And I was standing there and they called out like CBS, ABC, NBC, and they had CNN. That's when CNN was just starting out, CNN. And they asked for somebody else and they didn't answer. And they called me. So I was the 5th person that got on the plane. So everybody else was in the back and I got next to the pilot. I was able to sit up front next to the pilot. So he was doing figure 8s back and forth over the plane, over the volcano. So I was snapping pictures, and you could feel the heat in the plane starting to rise. And that sulfur smell was getting overwhelming.
Wow.
And he's flying around and the engine on my side started to sputter a little bit. and I looked over at it. And I stopped taking pictures. I looked over at it, and it sputtered, and you could see the change in the prop rotation. Then it sputtered again, and then all of a sudden stopped. The prop stopped, and the
Wow.
plane dipped a little bit. And I reached over and grabbed the throttle to start it before he did. He had his hand on top of mine. And I looked at him and said, "You fly it, I'll start it." He says, "You know how to start it?" I said, "Yeah, I know how to start it." Because I had been flying a little Cessna and 29 pounds before. So I knew how to start the plane. So I'm up there trying to start it, and we were sitting, and I think our AGL, because of where we were at, I think we were only at about 700 feet. And he's dropping in altitude. And he's trying to get this thing up, and he's saying, "Yeah, I'm dropping. And he's calling it in as a mayday and letting them know we got a problem. And we're dropping in altitude. And we got down to about 160 feet when an engine started. And he was able to dip out of it. And he told everybody, when we were at 300 feet, he told everybody, he said, "Put everything down by your feet. Get in a crash position. We might be going down." And I said, "I'm going to keep starting it." And I kept doing it. It kept, and then all of a sudden kicked in. And we were able to get out of there. And when we land, he went right back and landed. He said, "I'm going back now." He went and landed. We found out there was another plane up there that crashed into the side of the mountain.
Wow.
And it had to have been the sulfur and the heat that was doing that to the engine.
Oxygen starvation.
That was taking it in, yep.
Yep. And he looked over at me and he went,
You
"How do
mean
you
you
know how
didn't
to
get
do
any
that?"
pictures of the engine stopped?
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't worry about that. That was the least of my worries. I had got my pictures of the volcano already. All I was worrying
What did he
about
say?
was,
What did he say to you afterwards, Joe?
he told me, he said, "How do you know how to do that?" He said, "Are you a pilot?" I said, "No." I said, "I never did finish." I said, "I never did completely finish and get a license. You know," I said, "I wanted to and never did." But we had a little, up at 29 Palms, you got nothing to do. And there was a little airstrip, and there was a Cessna up there that the Marine Corps owned, and it was a pilot club. So they had a couple of pilots up there that would teach you how to fly it. And you could go get all your, I had everything to fly it, but never did. I wound up leaving 29 Palms before I got everything certified. I actually went up and did my solo. I had the solo finished. I just had to get everything certified and never did do it.
Wow.
But he told me, he said, "Boy, I'm so glad you're up here when you did that." I said, "You'd have started. You would have done the same thing I did."
Yeah, but he wouldn't have been able to concentrate
Well,
on
you wouldn't have been able to
flying as well as
concentrate on
that
flying the
kite.
plane and starting the engine. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was worried. He was worried about, because that plane was dipping. It was trying to pull to that side.
I
But
mean,
I
the
was
thing,
thinking,
the
my
main
bucket list
thing to do
ain't a plane crash.
would have been to turn away from the volcano and get as far away from it as possible where the
Yep.
air was clean again.
Well, that's how we got it. That's what happened. When we got away from it, we got into clean air. See you later, get you.
Hey, Gitsy, take care.
You go get some coffee.
Roger, like, hang on a
Well, I think I'm going to call it. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get ready and go do all my bills and my running.
You got to go do your running around. And Mark, you behave yourself. Lance, take care. We'll see.
I
We'll
will.
see everybody again later today.
Okay, guys, we'll see you.
All right.
Bye
See
for
you
now.
all later.